Ashlie Carey, for those of you who may or may not know me. I'm not one who likes to be known, and I don't like to be vulnerable, but I've learned over the last couple months and years that being vulnerable can be a very beautiful thing, thanks to Brene Brown. So here I am, going to be very vulnerable with you guys today. A little bit about me. I grew up in a Christian home. I went to church with my family. I went to a private Christian school, and I've been on several mission trips. Been to Mexico and Peru and Ethiopia and Thailand and Cambodia and Papua New Guinea, just to name a few places. And I love my ducks, and I love my niece, and I love my puppies. So when I was 19, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which is an autoimmune disease, and it basically attacks your own immune system. And my symptoms were my right side of my body went all numb, and I was actually diagnosed on Christmas Eve, which was not very cool. It's pretty devastating, actually. I've been symptom-free for pretty much all my life, except for a year and a half, 2 years ago, I actually had to admit myself into the hospital with the help of Leanne Donovan. She drove me to the emergency room because I couldn't drive myself. I had dropped foot, and I was in the hospital for 5 days, and I had steroids and physical therapy and a bunch of doctors and stuff. But by the grace of God and through medicine and prayers, I was able to fully function again, and so I'm able to walk and drive again, praise the Lord. And then on New Year's Eve of this year, my specialist and I got together. I had an appointment, and she informed me that my medication that I'm on is no longer working, unfortunately, and that I have new lesions on my spine. On my spine, my cervical spine and my thoracic spine, which is pretty devastating because that scares me. And I am I'm in the last stages to be a foster parent, and so with the lesions on my spine, I'm afraid that, oh no, I'm not going to be able to run wild with the kids that I'm going to foster, or my niece, or my puppies. And so I want to do something that can help stop this from progressing. With the help of my doctors, I've come across this treatment called hematopoietic stem cell transplant, which also referred to as HSCT. And this has given me a newfound hope. I'm so excited about this treatment. And this treatment is not covered by insurance, and they don't currently perform it in the States unless they're doing clinical trials for it. And so it takes a lot of work to get accepted, and then you may or may not get the actual treatment. And I don't have time to wait. I want to do it now. The sooner you get it done, the better. So the downfall is it's not covered by insurance, and it's $55,000. And so I'm going to Mexico to get the treatment done, and it's also done in Sweden and Canada, and again in the US, but just clinical trials in Germany and some other places in the UK. And I'm super thrilled, and I have some friends that have done this and have had excellent results. In fact, one of the girls I just talked to a couple weeks ago has had MRIs faithfully for the last couple of years, and each year lesions have actually disappeared, which is so unreal, so unheard of. So it's super exciting. So I'm asking my church family to join me in praying for this treatment. So please pray for good health for my mom and I as we travel down to Mexico together, and pray for the doctors as they do the stem cell transplant treatment, and pray that I would be able to raise the funds to be able to get this done, as the money is due by June 1st, and I head down to Mexico August 3rd. And let me tell you a little bit about what HSCT is. So what they're going to do is they're going to perform chemotherapy, and they're going to basically wipe out my immune system. But before they completely wipe it out, they're going to take my stem cells out, and they're going to wash them up, and they're going to store them in the refrigerator And then once my immune system is like basically like a brand new baby and doesn't exist, then they're gonna put my stem cells back in, and I'm gonna have like a new stem cell birthday. And then from then, the idea is my new immune system doesn't remember the fact that I have MS, and so it's not gonna attack itself. And so through the chemotherapy, I will lose my hair, and I will have a really weakened immune system, so I probably won't be around Evergreen for a couple months, but I appreciate all the prayers and support that you guys can offer. And I will have a Facebook journey page so you guys can follow me through this journey, which will be a big one. Finally, I'd like to leave you guys with this verse and thought. My favorite life verse has always been Jeremiah 29:11. And that is, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future." My favorite word of all times is definitely hope. In fact, I have it tattooed on my foot in Hebrew. Man, I would rather have a hope than a future, because without hope, there is no future. As God has been working on my heart over the last couple years, and especially the last couple months, He has opened up me. Obviously, I'm like being so vulnerable right now, and it's just been amazing to see how much like people care and want to help, and and how much I feel loved by everyone. It's just, I feel honored to allow you guys and all my friends to be a part of this journey together. And so I'm very grateful that Evergreen is letting me share my story with you guys, so you guys can be a part and pray for me and my mom on this journey. And I am just thrilled with who I am becoming by the grace of God, and how He's working in me and through me. And so I hope that by sharing my story, you have been inspired, and maybe God will use it to help you share your story with others. So thank you again for letting me share my story with you guys, and may God have all the glory. And go Ducks!